What is up everyone, it's Sirdeathvids. Welcome back to another video. This one is Repainting Old Miniatures Part 2, and in this one I'm actually going to be stripping them. So there's all these models, they need stripping. Like this guy, the paint's quite thick on him. And so I'm just going to be stripping all these things. There's also like the rat, and I might also just maybe throw these in the water too just to clean them all up, make sure they're all good. And there's certain things that'll need to re-glue as well. Like here's an unpainted candlestick that'll have to glue on after I strip that table. There we go. So you can see it's a candlestick. Broke off. And this is the table that it goes with. We've painted the book. And I'll have to separate everything from the cardboard if I want to throw it in. And how I am going to strip them is with Simple Green. I've used this product once or twice before. If you're wondering what this is what I'm using to hold my iPod when I record. But this is what I've used before. It's pretty good cleaner for stripping, and I've lined up all these models as you probably saw in the thumbnail in the last video. Just a whole bunch of models that I have to strip. Everything except for the mummies I think, but I may throw them in just the same. So I have different containers here. I've got a margin container, I've got this little wee Ziploc container, and I also have this large tackle box from the dollar store that I can also use. So I guess that I will just start putting a little bit of Simple Green in each, and then filling the rest with water. So that's probably plenty of Simple Green in that one. I'll probably try and do the same level in this. Just a little bit towards the bottom. Each of these three containers has a bit of Simple Green in them, and then I'm also going to be adding a bit of water as well, so there's going to be some bubbles. And I will have to separate the cardboard from things like this tomb here, like I did with the sorcerer table thing. There's other things too, like the weapon rack. I've now added water to each one, and now there's bubbles. So I guess I'll just start chucking stuff in. The gargoyle is probably the one that I want in this water here. Just on his own by himself there. I can maybe put the sorcerer there, but we'll see. No, we don't have room in the little gargoyle one. So I think we're also going to throw this guy in there. And we could probably fit the 4 Chaos Knight guys in here as well. Yeah, so I could put all 4 skeletons in here. Then I can put armor stand down in this one. Then I could throw in both zombies down here. Throw in a load of these imps. 4 heroes go in this one. And I guess all my orcs go in here. Let's hope that there's enough room in here for all these miniatures. These are the main tools that I'm working with for stripping. So I have this brush here. I have an old toothbrush. I have this little brush here. And I have a toothpick. And it's kind of gotten damaged through stripping these models. And here they are a few days later. Some of them are almost done. There's just little bits of paint left. Like that gargoyle, he has just a bit on the front of the sword. And some of the finished things are in here. So you can see that grave and the rat is done nicely. And so are these figures. So the barbarian is done. And you can see there's no paint on him, or barely any. Same with this elf. You can really see the detail in these models now. So you can see on this gargoyle head there's just a little bit of paint left, and I'll be able to scratch that off, and then this head can go into the pile of finished stuff. So yeah, just a little bit there, and I think just on those edges, and then I think we'll be good for this head. So I'll just repeat this process for all the other miniatures. I have finished stripping all of these models, and they're all in these bins here. One on the left has the graves, this one has all the undead, so I've kind of sorted them by color. This one is just purely 8 orcs. This one here has 3 Famirs and 6 imps. This one has 4 heroes, This one has our gargoyle, our chaos sorcerer, and our knights. And then I've also taken all this furniture as well. Taken off all the cardboard bits and separated them, so that for when I'm going to paint them. And I'd wash them first as well to make sure that I got all the oil stuff off, just in case there was still stuff from mold releases. So now I have to go through the process of mold line removal. I did a little bit on this guy and I think he looks way better. It was all down his leg there. You can see there's still a little bit, but it's definitely way flatter. And I think that's pretty good. This is a really simple but time-consuming process, and I'm not the greatest at it. I kind of cut into the models at times. You just kind of use your hobby knife and scrape off the lines. Sometimes cutting into it, sometimes just doing this. And then you go until your line kind of disappears. There's a little bit on the arm here, so I'll go back and forth like this. Kind of scrape it off. And here's one of the finished models. The finished one is on the left and the unfinished one is on the right. So there is actually still kind of a mold line there, but it's way harder to see, especially on the hand there. You can really see it clearly on that model. And yeah, that's about it for now. In the next episode of this series, I am going to be priming and painting these slowly. And I'll just finish up the mold lines, get that done. And then in that next episode, we'll be priming and painting a whole bunch of stuff. That'll be even more time consuming than mold line removal. And I probably have to remove mold lines from some of this stuff too. I might not though, it's just kind of terrain, so it doesn't need to be perfect like miniatures. Anyways, that's all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please do give me a like and a sub. And I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye.